Hey guys, Shane here, back again with One Shift at a Time. How are you doing? And we're into the XFL Week 7 coming up. That's going to be Episode 5 for our Power Rankings. And let's jump right into it. We're going to start off with number 8. We got the Orlando Guardians 0-6. Yeah, I don't think there's any surprise there. No other team has gone thus far in the season and not won a game yet. Just kind of getting embarrassing. They had a tougher game this week, definitely. So I don't know if it's going to change. This team does have the second most rushing yards in the whole league at 588. You wouldn't know it. They just can't get that win. And as I said, it's not really getting any easier as they do take on the number 1 team in the league and in my power ranks, the 6-0 DC Defenders. So number 7, we got the Vegas Vipers. They're 1-5, and they dropped back down to 7th in the power rankings after that. That kind of tough loss there. They didn't quite get that second win in a row, which it would have helped them keep moving up the list, but they absolutely got destroyed by this Battlehawks. The St. Louis Battlehawks came to play 29-6. So just it wasn't very close. It was ugly, and poor Vegas there. Their only win this whole season has come against the Guardians. They're really going to need to change that. They do have a kind of a winnable game against the Brahmas on Sunday. We'll see. Number 6, it is the San Antonio Brahmas. 2-4, and the Brahmas have moved back up that one spot. They did switch with the Vegas Vipers there. They did have a close win over the Renagades. I think they were trailing for most of that game, and they did come back to win in the end, so that was definitely good to see. And the next game will be against the Vipers, so definitely no reason they can't get 2 in a row themselves. Number 5 is going to be the Arlington Renegades, 3-3. And really a heartbreaking loss this week to the Brahmas. They're in real danger of dropping further if the Brahmas can string that second win together. And they're not going to have an easy time either, as they have a real test coming as they do take on the red-hot Seattle Sea-Dragons this week. Number 4, it is the Houston Roughnecks, and they're 4-2, and they keep dropping. They're down from first place in the power rankings 2 weeks ago. They have lost 2 in a row though, and unfortunately when you're in a season that is only 10 games long, losing 2 in a row is really going to hurt you. This power rankings is a lot more volatile than the NHL because of that. Every game represents 10% of the season, so it really does change where people are sitting quite often. At the losing to the Sea Dragons and the Defenders, those were tough games, right? I'm not saying that they were losing against weak teams, but again, losing 2 does suck, and it doesn't get easier as they take on the Battlehawks this week. Number 3, it is those St. Louis Battlehawks, and they're just flying back up the ratings. They're also 4-2, and just really playing some good football. I love seeing it too. The whole city has really gotten behind them. This has got to be one of the biggest success stories of the XFL in general. And they just stomped the Vipers this week, as we talked about. They hope to keep up the winning ways as they do take on the reeling Roughnecks. So that is a winnable game for them as well, and they could really challenge the number 2 Seattle Sea Dragons. They're 4-2, and they're winners of 4 in a row, and they're really come into form after losing those 2 first games. And they do go up against the hapless Guardians this week. They just beat the hapless Guardians this week, and it wasn't even close. So they will take on the Renegades this week on the Friday night game, which is interesting. Gotta love a Friday night game. Number 1, I don't think there was any doubt. It is the DC Defenders, 6-0, the still only undefeated team after a big win over the Roughnecks, who were a very tough team just a couple weeks ago. So they just want to keep things rolling, and I don't see any slowing down in sight as they do take on the Guardians on Sunday. I want to see that week 1 matchup, rematch between them and the Seattle Sea Dragons. I think it would be a different game now, and I'd love to see it. Let me know in the comments below what your rankings are, how you're liking this season. Like this thing, share it around, and if you're not already subscribed, I'd love to have you. As always, we'll see you guys in the next episode.